So I would like to welcome everybody out there this afternoon, this rainy afternoon, to our graduate assistant orientation. This is the first year that we have offered this orientation at the graduate school. It's really in response to what we felt was a lack of knowledge for you guys as graduate assistants. My name is Mackenzie Taylor, and I am the programs coordinator with the graduate school. Joining me today is Dr. Angela Barlow, who is our dean of the graduate school. And today we're just going to go over some of the things we feel is pertinent knowledge and information for you guys as graduate assistants. Here's a little bit of an overview of the presentation and what we're going to be going through. So let's start out with just a general overview of what are the goals of a graduate assistantship on the UCA campus. Well, our primary goal is really to augment your educational objectives and to assist in the prompt and successful completion of your degree. So we want the graduate assistant position to go hand in hand with whatever your field of study is. We're hoping that this is very beneficial for you in your field, working towards your own personal goals, as well as getting that final degree. So a lot of people don't even know this, and that's what type of a GA position do you hold? We have several different types on campus. We have GTA, so maybe your duties are more involved with teaching. We have GRAs, you might be assisting a professor in research. We have GAAs, maybe your duties are more secretarial. And then finally, we have residential graduate assistants. This is something that's very important. Based on what type of GA position you hold, it can directly affect your pay schedule, how much you get paid. So, as I said, why does this matter? Well, it matters because of this. GAAs, graduate administrative assistants, will actually receive one less paycheck in December than any of the other types of GAs that were listed up there. That's not because they're getting paid any less, it's just that they do get one less paycheck in December, but they get more onto their check each month. Like I said, they're paid in those different pay periods and in different amounts. Here's a table that's showing this. At the very end here where it says overall salary, this is just for a base salary for you guys. This is the bare minimum as a full-time GA that you can make. And as you can see, we have the three types of GA positions listed over on the left, and then we have the GAAs. And you can see that the GAAs are getting paid in one less pay period, but you can also see that they're getting paid just a little bit more than the other three GAs. So again, it's going to come out to the same in the end. They just get one less paycheck, but a little bit added on to it each month. So again, if you're not sure what type of GA you are, please reach out to me in the graduate school. I'm here for you guys. I'm kind of the know-all of anything GA related in our office, so please reach out to me. I believe it's also in your letters that you guys should be getting. They offered you the GA position. So you like your GA position. You're wanting to continue on as a GA on campus. So how do you get reappointed to this position? Well, first, you must have a GPA of 3.0 or higher. There are very few exceptions to this, although there are some exceptions. And we'll talk about those in the next slide. But in general, you do have to have a 3.0 GPA or higher. You cannot have any incomplete grades. We have to have a good report from your academic advisor showing that you've been doing satisfactory work for them. If you're a master's student, you can't have held the position for over 2 years. Or if you're a PhD doctoral student, you can't have held the position for over 4 years. Again, exceptions can be made to this as well, but it has to be approved by the dean of the graduate school. And finally, to be reappointed to your position, you have to show satisfactory progress towards your degree. As much as we love you guys, we don't want you hanging around forever. We want you to be progressing and getting that final degree. So as I said in the very first point, to get reappointed, you have to have that 3.0 GPA. Well, here's the exception. So previously, if you were a GA on campus, you didn't quite make that 3.0 GPA, you were not eligible to hold an assistantship anymore. You were terminated. But starting this fall, actually, we have a new policy. And it's a really good policy. I think it's going to help some people who may have found themselves in kind of a tricky situation. And so what that is if you're a GA on campus, again, we expect that 3.0, but if you can't meet this, you're just not quite there, have one bad, one off semester, we are going to allow you guys 1 semester to continue as a GA, but be on probation. You'll have that 1 semester to try to get your GPA back up to the 3.0. And if you don't at the end of that period, you will be terminated at that point. But if you can, no harm, no foul, you're good to go. So the result of this is basically that you guys get 1 more chance. It's really good. So at this time, let's talk a little bit about the benefits that we have for you guys as GAs on campus. And for you guys that are out of state, we have an out-of-state waiver. Now, only full-time GAs get this benefit. And by full-time, I mean you're working 20 hours a week. An issue that we have had in the past with individuals on this out-of-state waiver is they'll look at their account and they'll see it hasn't been waived yet. Those fees have not been waived yet. What should you do if you look at your bill and your fees, your out-of-state waiver fees, have not been waived? Should you just chill out? Is it going to fix itself? Should you call over to financial aid, contact me, or your program coordinator? The correct answer in this instance is to reach out to me in the graduate school. If you call financial aid, they're just going to contact me to find out what's going on. Please reach out to me. And again, as I've said before, I'm here to help you guys in any way I can. Reach out to me and I'll contact them and we'll figure out what's going on for you. But please make sure you do reach out to somebody. Don't just let it sit there. It's not going to fix itself. Not all graduate assistants, first of all, of course, have this, but only 20% of you guys that are GAs receive a tuition scholarship. So, it's a very small portion. We're hoping that in the future we can offer this to more and more students, GAs. But if you are one of those lucky enough to have a tuition scholarship, it can be used for your tuition and your course-related fees, but it's not going to exceed the actual costs of whatever your fees are for that semester. If you are a GA on tuition remission and you resign, you're terminated for some reason, you have to pay back a prorated portion of those tuition and fees represented by the part of the semester remaining after you resign or terminated. So, you get through the semester, in October you decide, oh, I need to resign this position. You will have to pay a portion of that back to the university. So be aware of that. Again, kind of with the out-of-state tuition waiver, if you're looking at your bill and you're seeing that your tuition hasn't been paid, if you are on a tuition scholarship, please contact me. The individual that I'm in contact with on campus said that if you don't see it, or if it's still not paid after the 31st of this month, please then reach out to me. We've had students in the past who have waited several weeks after the semester has started before they've came forward and said, why is my bill not paid? What's going on? And please don't wait that long. Go ahead and reach out to me. So other benefits for you guys. Number 3, we hope that this GA position is providing some quality and practical work experience for you. Again, this goes back to one of the goals of having a GA position on campus. We want your GA position to go along with your field of study and to hopefully be a resume building experience for you, get some really good experience in your field. Again, you'll have those opportunities to work with and form bonds with your professors and other professionals in your discipline. At least 60% of your time as a GA needs to be spent on tasks that match your type of assistantship. So if you're researching, you need to be researching. If you're teaching, you need to be in the classroom teaching. Administrative, you need to be performing those secretarial duties, so on and so forth. We don't want you doing remedial tasks or doing things that aren't beneficial for you and your academic growth. And finally, again, we want your work responsibilities to support your professional growth. So that's kind of what I've been saying all along. We want those two things to go hand in hand. What are some of the responsibilities that you guys have as graduate assistants? Well, again, we want you to be making steady progress towards your degree. You have to register each academic semester during your appointment, which is for 9 hours. It's a graduate school policy. You have to be enrolled in 9 hours. You're not going to be a graduate assistant. Full-time graduate assistant, I might add. If you miss work for some reason, you get sick, something happens, you have to miss a day of work, you have to make up those hours within the same month in which you're paid. So, you missed some hours in the month of September, you got to make it up by the end of September. Now, I will say this, GAs do not have a leave system in place. So if something, catastrophic were to happen and you missed a great deal of time, please reach out to the graduate school. Let us know what's going on, and we'll try to work with you to the best of our ability. Some pretty just common sense stuff on this fourth point. We expect you to maintain standards of academic honesty and integrity. We expect that of all graduate students, not just our GAs, but you guys should, be the model, be the standard. Finally, in September, very soon, you guys should be contacted by HR. And what they're going to be wanting is for you to complete a set of online HR modules. Please have those done by the end of September. We've had individuals wait and put it off. Have that done by September. Get that done, get it out of the way. Let's talk a little bit at this point about concurrent employment on campus. This is something we have had several questions about over the years and something we want to address with you all. So if you're a GA, a full-time GA, you cannot engage in concurrent employment on campus without the consent of the department without the consent of the department/program coordinator and our graduate dean. All of these individuals have to agree to this. Some things to note about this: a student cannot simultaneously be a GA and a student worker. We've had departments come to us in the past who have had people be student workers for them, and they said, "Oh, they were such a great student worker, and now they're a GA. Can we hire them as both?" Unfortunately, no. You cannot do that. You cannot be both a GA and a student worker on campus. So if you are approved for additional concurrent employment on campus, we have some rules for that. It has to be for a fixed period of time. There has to be a definite start and a definite end date with this work, and it can involve no more than 9 additional hours per week. So why is this? You might be saying, you might be asking us. So it's actually federal law that says if an individual works 30 or more hours for an institute, that institute has to provide them with benefits. The GA position being a non-benefited position, we can't do that. We can't get you guys past the 30-hour mark. So that's the reason it's set at 9 additional hours. So your full-time GA, you'll be working 20 hours. You get approved for 9 additional hours, that's 29 hours. That's still below that 30-hour mark. So that's kind of the reasoning behind that. Second, the additional work that you do as a GA, if it's approved, the additional work with concurrent employment you'll do as a GA, it has to provide some sort of a meaningful experience towards your discipline as a GA. In the past, we had an individual who was doing sports management. Before that, as an undergraduate, he had worked at the radio station. And so he was trying to get it approved to continue working at the radio station while doing a degree in sports management. So sports management, radio station, unless you're doing sports broadcasting, those two things really don't go together. That wasn't what he was doing. So it was denied. He was not able to get that concurrent employment approved by our office. On the other hand, a situation in which this was approved was we had an individual, a GA in the biology department, who wanted to teach a ACT prep course. This course was just an hour or an evening once a week for a month. So we approved this because this person, we said the ACT prep was something that was beneficial towards their teaching, getting teaching experience. So that was something that was approved by our office for that. Termination and resignation. We hope that you guys are never terminated. Nobody ever wants that. But you can be. If you're not performing your duties in a satisfactory manner for your program coordinator, your supervisor, or if you fail to comply with those academic and university policies, you can be terminated from your position. At this moment, I'm going to say something, just make it quick. We're all adults here, but make sure that you are conducting yourself in a professional manner on social media. That's something that's very valid these days. Remember that you are representing the university and the graduate school. Second, for resignations, if for some reason you have to resign your position, please reach out to your supervisor first and inform them of your decision, and then please contact me in the graduate school. let us know. We'll try to make this transition as easy as we can for you guys, but we do just want to make sure that we're informed about your intentions. Going off that a little bit, and we do have confusion sometimes. GAs are confused about who they should talk to, who should they come to for certain questions. If it's financial questions, you know, your waiver, your out-of-state waiver, something like that, please contact me first. But for any other questions, we do have sort of a chain of command we would like you guys to abide by. First, you should contact your supervisor, whoever it is you're working directly with. Contact them, and hopefully they can get an answer for you. If not, your program coordinator should be second on that list. If for some reason you're not comfortable with your supervisor or your program coordinator, you have some hesitation going to speak with them about something for a reason, please contact your department chair. They can also help you as well, for sure. If for some reason these three individuals don't have an answer, aren't getting you where you need to be, again, please contact me. I'm here for you guys. Call me, email me. You know, my door is always open for you. And finally, if we can't get it figured out, we'll take it to Dr. Barlow. We'll get the graduate dean involved, and we'll definitely get you an answer. But please try to follow this as much as possible when it comes to questions. Of course, this has been a super weird year for all of us, a very weird time for us. We've had some questions about COVID-19 and what's going to be going on with that situation on campus this semester. So in the case that this fall we have to close down due to COVID, as we did in the spring, you guys should be prepared to fulfill your GA duties off campus if possible. When you start your position this semester, I mean, most of you have already started at this point, we encourage you guys to reach out to your supervisor. Develop a plan for meeting these responsibilities in case there is a campus closure. Be prepared. Again, we want you guys to try to continue working on this position while you would be away from campus in that theoretical situation. So we're about to wrap up, and I just want to go over a few upcoming events that you guys might be interested in. First, we have the Bear Scholars Program, which is a seminar series that's going to be going on. Very cool. Something new we've started, or we're going to be starting on campus, is the 3MT thesis competition. It's a thesis dissertation competition. What it is those of you who are doing research will be able to have 3 minutes to try to present your research in an effective and clear manner. If you are successful in competing on our campus, there is the possibility of getting to go to the Southern Conference of Graduate Schools and competing at that level. So it's very cool. I think this is going to be an interesting experience. I'm glad that this is something we're starting. Our third point, we have faculty awards. All of us know how important our faculty are to the success of you guys as students. And this is your opportunity to try to reach out and nominate a faculty member for several different awards. We have the Graduate Mentor Award, but just something to try to recognize them for the hard work that they put in, the hard work and time they put in for you guys. This semester, Dr. Barlow is also starting drop-in meetings with the graduate dean. They're going to be 2 meetings per semester. She's just going to have general discussions with individuals about graduate student life, what's going on. You know, it's just kind of an informal little conversation. This is a past event, but we did have graduate school orientation back on the 17th. I believe this is going to be posted on YouTube. Isn't that correct, Dr. Barlow? Okay, yes. So that will be posted on YouTube. Graduate school, we now have a YouTube page. We're getting with the times. So make sure you can reach out, look at that if you missed that. And then finally, we are starting to have a counselor available specifically for graduate students on campus. It's going to be available as an anonymous resource for any graduate student. If you just need somebody to talk to, or if you just have a general question, they're going to be there to help you guys. So that's a really, really cool thing. We're glad that we can finally get the opportunity to offer this to you. So to kind of wrap things up, I just want to say welcome back to everybody. Again, we appreciate you guys coming out to listen to us this afternoon. Have fun this semester. Enjoy your time as a graduate assistant. It's going to go by so quickly. Take advantage of all the opportunities you have. Make connections with your fellow graduate students. You're going to make some great friends. And finally, you know, just have a good time, bond with those other graduate assistants. So at this time, we're going to have questions for you guys. I'd just like to say this at the end. We do have Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Please reach out and follow us at these links. They are, we have giveaways sometimes. It's a great place to have dissemination of information from the graduation. So please take a look at those. And at this time, we'll open it up for questions.